Power to the Truth. This is Tuesday, April 4th, 2017. Peter S. Lopez, a Capita de Aztlán. To remind you, Pita is my dad's old Picasso, or his old nickname. He was in the Cherry Gang in San Diego. And I've adopted it as my nickname on Twitter. This is going to be about staying awake. A-W-A-K-E. I'm still awake. I need to wake up more, even in terms of controlling my smoking tobacco. Cigarettes went up, so I'm, to me, having a regular tailored, I like Camel Wide, is kind of a luxury. So, I know about the health hazards and all that, so spare me the lecture. How about the health hazards of nuclear reactors? The health hazards of Fukushima? The health hazards of an idiot, maniac, full tyrant, psychopath in the White House like your President Trump? How about the hazards of not having any good control over our guns here in America? The health hazards of having fascist, racist police with guns occupying our communities like a foreign army. How about the health hazards of us, many of us having our character defects, hatred, racism? How they lynched Mexicans here in the USA right before World War II. If you can, find the book North from Mexico by Carrie McWilliams. North from Mexico. I talked to a brother earlier about went to a rally that I didn't know about. I guess they didn't give me the memo about survivors speak at the Capitol by those families who have been injured by violence. And a while back there was a EDD employee who killed a couple of people. I won't go into it right now because I don't have the link handy, so just to have you realize that violence is violence, V-I-O-L-E-N-C-E. Yes, I will spell it out for you. V-I-O-L-E-N-C-E. Violence is as American as apple pie. It's as American as the red, white, and blue flag. So we should know that we live in the most violent society in history. We have the most violent history. We can cite the genocide against millions of Americans, or Native Americans, in the history of the USA who are already here, who are indigenous here, who cite the violence of the millions killed during the African slave trade. And the U.S. government is the most violent regime in history. So it's just horrible. If you study it, you know, like World War I, World War II, and the U.S. government thinks they can call the shots about who should have a nuclear weapon or not, when they were the only ones who ever used a nuclear weapon or atomic weapon. So now there's this big threat about Iran. Remember when Clinton was running for president, she was attacking Russia. And thank God Trump has kind of gets along with Putin. Now, Obama hated Putin. Obama knew one-on-one Putin could kick his ass anyway. He's an expert in martial arts. Steven Seagal is his buddy. So we're surrounded in violence all around here. I live in downtown Sacramento. And many are right on the edge of becoming violent. I believe we have the right to self-defense. We have the right to protect ourselves. We have the right to bear arms. Read the U.S. Constitution. So what we want to do is we want to go to the roots of violence, where we can't control guns. We can't control ourselves. We can educate ourselves. We can speak of being peaceful for people. We can speak of creating better understanding among people. And get to the point where we lose our tendency towards hatred. It comes in many forms, like xenophobia, the fear of foreigners, fear of immigrants, fear of the other, fear of the different. The difference being in terms of sexual orientation or what have you. I don't have no hangups about homosexuals. I'm blessed. Growing up, my Uncle Jesse, or Chewy, C-H-U-E-Y, my Uncle Jesse was homosexual, and I was aware of that. And he had a good buddy of his who was always cool to us as his children and respected us. So I didn't have like the anti-fag and anti-homosexual, anti-queer mentality that many have. I think men who have a fear of homosexuals are unsure about their own masculinity. how much I prefer women over men. And I think that's natural. 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 But I don't condemn those who would prefer someone of the same sex. S-E-X. Remember sex, don't you? I barely remember. I'm like a monk. So we need to see that to understand the roots of violence, we have to understand where it comes from and understand how it's perpetuated. And I still maintain that we are on a collision course to extinction. People are not paying attention. They live as if they're going to live forever.